Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. So today we are going to do the review for a show, this show, and Juliet, currently doing a UK tour up and down the UK. I saw it in Wolverhampton at the Grand Theatre. It was a few weeks ago, but other videos that I've recently put up I wanted to do first, so that is okay. But if you want to know my thoughts and feelings and everything in between about the show, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So here we go, let's get into the video. Normally I do the spiel about 2 videos each for each show I see. Nervous Guide was previous, this is the review, but not really a review because I'm not professional. I just like talking about theatre and things that I've enjoyed, things that I haven't enjoyed, etc. about shows. I said I wasn't going to do this spiel and then I did this spiel, but the brief version. Let's move on. Let's talk about And Juliet. I saw this show when it was in the West End a long time ago now. I last saw it in 2019, which sounds so long ago. 2019, when we didn't know how the world was going to change the following year. We were all just getting very excited for 2020 because it sounded cool. Ha! This show is a fun one. I've been thinking about this UK tour since the West End one closed back in the day. They were promising this tour and promised this tour and promised this tour, and finally it is here. And I'm so happy that it's now back in the world, that new people are seeing it. I saw it on a Friday night, very much a party atmosphere, which is okay. People can enjoy themselves. It gets slightly annoying when alcohol is involved, but we move. This show has a book by David West Reed, and the music in this show is all from the back catalogue of one person, Max Martin, the person behind a multitude of early 2000s pop such as Confidence, Since You've Been Gone, I Kissed a Girl, just to name a few. Because I am sad I counted in the programme how many songs are in this show, in case you were ever wondering. 28 songs with 1 reprise, so technically 29, but 28 different songs, which is a lot. And on reflection, I feel like we could have probably cut out a few. Yeah, don't know which ones, but that is my feelings. Creatively, this show felt like watching the West End version that I watched too many years ago. It had the same feel. It was directed by the same person who directed it in London, which is Luke Shepherd, whose other work includes Rent at the Hope Mill, because his name is always looking down at me. I mean, there's a poster up there, you just don't see it. Just pointing up into the sky. The choreography in this show is done by Jennifer Webber, and it is fun to watch. There is a lot of more contemporary, I want to say hip-hop-esque moves. I don't know dance, but like not popping and locking, but there's like, you know, it's less musical theatre and more contemporary dance, but it's fun to watch. And yeah, I have a great time watching it every time I see it. Mixing in those aspects with the set design, which is done by Sutra Gilmore, and also the video design, which is done by Andre Goulding, whose name I haven't said in a while. It's nice to have that name back in my mouth because I went through very much a phase of watching everything that had video design by Andre. But like I said, it was very much like seeing a show that I'd seen previously, just in a smaller space, closer to home. It was quite nice in that way. especially, like I said, after it's been so long since I last saw it. The cast of this show is 100% new. There is no one who was in the London cast in this cast, which is again quite nice to see some new people, although my brain did every so often kind of go back to the London cast and compare, which I know you shouldn't, but the West End cast back in the day was a thing of beauty. The ensemble this time round again were excellent. They are the backbone of the entirety of the show. They are used as, or they are described in the bowels as the players. They are helping to move every part of the show on, and I really enjoy watching them, especially as there were changes in some of the choreography, I feel, in my performance, because the ensemble was taken down by one person because there was an understudy on for Romeo, the understudy being Liam Morris. Liam did a good job as Romeo. I felt that his portrayal could have had a little bit more oomph about it. Like I said, I did compare quite a lot to the cast I'd seen back in the day, and back in the day that character of Romeo was very much like a little puppy, and there wasn't the same energy that there was back in the day. Maybe it's a change that has been put in for this tour, I don't know, but I enjoyed watching Liam in the role, but at the same time I felt something was slightly different, which I assume it should be because they're different people. Moving on, we had a new duo as Francois and May. Francois in this production is played by Kyle Cox and May is played by Jordan Broach, which I'm hoping is how I pronounce the surname. The two of them together were really good. I enjoyed their energy as a couple, and yeah, really was a big fan of that duo. Moving on to the second duo, which is Francois's dad Lance and Angelique. Lance is played by Ranj Singh, or Dr. Ranj. If you know, you know. The amount of people in my audience who, in the moment he stepped on stage, either they hadn't looked at the giant poster outside of the Grand, or they hadn't looked in a programme, but they were all like, "Is that Dr. Ranj? It's Dr. Ranj. Oh my god, it's Dr. Ranj." The amount of people that I heard around me who were so shocked that he was on that stage. I'm like, dude, his face is like literally 6 foot in the air outside the theatre. For me personally, wasn't my greatest and best performance of the evening. The accent was questionable. Lance is always portrayed as a French person with a French accent. The accent kind of went places. He could hold a tune. It did feel kind of stunt casty slightly. Angelique is played by Sandra Marvin, who is a human that I really enjoy. I haven't got to see her in many things, but to see her in this role was excellent. I enjoyed that they gave Angelique a Yorkshire accent this time round. Just felt somehow appropriate. And the song that Angelique sings in the second act, which is Effing Perfect, it's a swear word, I'm gonna say effing. The way that it was performed was almost anthemic It was just so lovely, and it had the backing of the ensemble in the background. It's just like, brought an almost tear to your eye. If you were listening and you're like, yes, I am worth something. It just felt really, really nice. Speaking of feeling really, really nice and incredible vocals, Laura Denning plays Anne Hathaway, an iconic human being again, a joy to watch, and listening to her sing The Shape of My Heart and letting her do what she wants with that show, especially towards the end, was something literally special. Really, really enjoyed. Matt Cardle this time around plays the role of Shakespeare. To me, again, I haven't seen much of Matt's work on stage. I only really know him from X Factor, but I actually enjoy his Shakespeare. Finally, in the principal realm, the last person to mention, and I'm hoping I'm going to pronounce this name correctly, is Geraldine Sachdelen. Oh, probably butchered that. But her vocals were amazing. There is an insane amount of talent in that person, and when you look at her bio, this is one of her first jobs out of training, and she is incredible, and I'm excited to see where she goes next. It was very fun to watch, or she was very fun to watch, should I say, and I very much enjoyed watching her. Like I said, I felt it felt slightly longer this time around, and I don't know why, because nothing has been added, nothing has been taken away, but there were moments I was like, come on, which is probably just a personal thing, and the fact that I was watching it on a Friday night after I'd had a busy week of work. It could have come down to that, but it was a fun night out. It was nothing that you have to think about. You can have laughs, you can have jokes, there is a bit of romance, there is a bit of a twist, there is everything, and the music is well known. Although at a point that also means that people are going to start singing when a song starts. The Curse of the Jukebox musical. But anyway, that is pretty much that. I'm going to leave this video here and say thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave you alone. I love you all lots, and all that's left to say is the usual, which is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye. Bye.